it just shows that if you set your mind to something and just are dedicated, that anything is possible.
Anthony Joshua break his public silence for the first time since the crash. In a post that was shared to Instagram, the world heavyweight champion released an image alongside what appears to be perhaps the parents of Gami and Ayodele, offering a quiet but powerful tribute to
Jake Paul's first words after meeting Anthony Joshua following the crash. Jake Paul couldn't hide his concern after finally meeting Anthony Joshua following the tragic accident. He admitted how badly Age had been affected, saying it was a shocking moment to see him like that. Paul emphasized dedication and mindset, but it was clear his heart went out to Age, hoping he recovers and finds some peace after such a traumatic event.
But bro is like so powerful, so skillful, relentless.
Jake Paul pays tribute to A's late friends. Jake Paul showed a deeply human side as he paid tribute to Anthony Joshua's friends who tragically lost their lives. He acknowledged the weight of the loss and expressed respect, showing that beyond the drama and rivalry, he truly understands the pain Edge is going through. The moment was somber but heartfelt. Anthony Joshua breaks down in tears at Cena and Lat's funeral after being discharged from the hospital following the tragic crash that claimed his two closest friends and coaches. Oz showed a heartbreaking side fans rarely see. Watching him break down at their funeral was a painful reminder that beyond the champion, he's a man who just lost brothers. Spencer Fear says he met Anthony Joshua at the funeral after Ash had been discharged from the hospital. Emotionally exhausted but determined to be there for his fallen friends. Ash's embrace and quiet moment with Fearon showed that beyond the fight world, he's just a grieving man still processing shock and loss after tragedy struck his inner circle.
Walking out, because I wasn't going to go say anything to him. I was walking out, then I got tapped on the shoulder. I turned around, it was Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? And we had a brief chat and a little embrace and that. And then I left. But it was, funerals are never good. But
Johnny Nelson comes off the cage and points out the brutal truth every boxing fan tries to dodge. This isn't about belts or paydays. This is about two men gone forever and the wreckage left behind for their families. As an analyst, you can almost hear the weight in his voice. Because for AZ, this cuts way deeper than boxing ever could.
I'll talk about these two young men that lost their lives and their families, how it's affected their families. So you want to concentrate on AJ. How's it going to affect AJ? Instead of concentrating on how's it affected the people that have lost.
Counterpunch boxing reflects on life's cruel twists in a way few analysts dare to. Anthony Joshua survived a horrific crash that claimed two of his closest friends. And this moment highlights the harsh reality that sometimes the best suffer first. In the ring or outside it, nothing prepares you for this level of loss. A stark reminder of how fragile life truly is.
You look at it's always the people that are the best or, that end up going first. And you examine like, well, why wasn't it me or why did this have to happen?
Anthony Joshua, reflecting on life with his friends before the crash, shared wisdom that now resonates painfully in hindsight. His words remind us that life is fleeting and the company we keep shapes who we become. Before tragedy struck, AJ emphasized staying true to oneself and choosing relationships carefully. Advice made tragically real by the loss of his closest friends. In moments like this, his philosophy hits harder than any punch ever could.
Trying to find happiness within yourself. A true blessing is actually making it into this earth. Everyone dies at some stage. So I think across the board, one has to be happy inside. No matter about the material possession one owns, how that's a car and a driving. Very, very careful of other people we choose to hang around with and associate them, because you soon become like the people who spend most of their time.
The sheep comes around with lions, sheep receive what I'm a lie. So pick your friends and yourself wisely. My message to the kids is, It starts to flourish and grow, and blossom. Rather than perish, made away, and died. So look at the environment, it's the same thing.
Showbiz, the adult, highlights the chilling reality of the accident and the legal consequences surrounding it. The footage of AZ with his friends before the crash underscores the fragility of life, and Nigerian authorities have made it clear reckless driving with fatal results carries severe penalties up to 7 years. For fans and analysts, it's a stark reminder that outside the ring, accountability is real, and even stars aren't immune to the consequences of careless actions. This incident transforms from a personal tragedy into a sobering warning, illustrating the intersection of fame, responsibility, and the harsh truths of life.
This is a real image of both of them together. Now, Nigerian police sources has indicated that Adeniyi will be facing some serious felony charges for reckless driving. And I know a lot of you guys are curious, such as I, on, what would be the punishment or the penalty for reckless driving in Nigeria. So I looked it up. And if you are a reckless driver in Nigeria and you cause a fatality on a federal road, that is up to 7 years.
Anthony Joshua's first social media post after the tragic crash speaks volumes about his mindset. Labeling himself "my brother's keeper," AZ takes ownership not just of the grief, but also of responsibility for those affected. Beyond boxing, this is a man trying to hold the pieces together for his fallen friends and their families, showing resilience and leadership in the face of unimaginable tragedy.
Joshua's first post since the tragic accident, okay? This came from his social media, and of course, if you guys didn't see it in the preview of the video, it was simple but strong and powerful, and it stated, "My brother's keeper." And in this situation, it means that he's going to take care of everything. He's responsible for his brothers.
Gerald Miller expresses deep empathy for AZ despite not being close personally. He captures the mental toll this tragedy takes on everyone connected, from family to friends to even rivals. The stress of seeing such chaos online magnifies the pain, highlighting that surviving the crash is only half the battle. Processing grief in public is an entirely different fight.
You don't know what other people are going through. And even though AJ, we're not on the best terms, man, I feel for this brother, man. Because it could have been my family, could have been my friends. And, I feel like, man, it's mentally, kind of draining looking at this stuff all day online. And like I said, I didn't really see nothing too graphic until this morning. Now I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life, man. I've seen dead bodies before and all that. And, man, I don't even know how to even express myself.
Johnny Nelson reminds us of life's fragility beyond the glitz of the boxing world. Arguments, rivalries, and victories mean nothing when confronted with death. His analysis underscores that AJ and everyone involved are processing profound loss. And it's a stark reminder that those who passed were more than fighters. They were sons, friends, and family forever missed.
It's just sad. It just makes you realize how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs, and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their life.
Game breaks down the sheer physical and mental toll A is enduring following the crash. And this is where boxing fans really begin to understand the human side of a champion. Anthony Joshua is trained to take punishment in the ring. But surviving a high-speed crash is a completely different challenge. The body's trauma, the internal injuries, and the shock are all compounded by the psychological burden of seeing friends lost in the same incident. Even seasoned analysts know that no amount of training prepares someone for this level of real-life brutality. Payne emphasizes the careful handling required in these situations. One wrong move during rescue or treatment could have worsened matters. Forage, who spends his life absorbing punishment professionally, finds every step of recovery is now a battle outside the ring. This clip reminds fans that champions are human and vulnerable, and sometimes life's punches are far harsher than anything in boxing.